and change up their scheme. So that's what we're expecting to see here tonight. Back to you, Mike.
All right, thanks, Andrea. UTEP coming in at 9-15, 7-5 right now. As we check the starting lineups for the Miners, Omega Harris now averaging 17 in conference play. Dominic Artis, 6 assists. That's number 2 in Conference USA. Paul Thomas comes in leading at 5.5 or 5.9 rebounds a game. And Matt Wilms, they feel he could be the best 5 in Conference USA. For North Texas, the starters, it'll be Ryan Woolrich, 6'3" freshman from Mansfield, Texas. Darrell Green, a 6'7" graduate student from Houston out of Wichita State. A.J. Lawson, as we mentioned twice, the freshman of the week in Conference USA. Shane Tamar out of Syracuse. He's 6'9". He's a junior. And J. Michael Reese, the 6'1" senior, averaging about 13 in conference play. And Jason, because of all the injuries that Tony Benford's had, J. Michael Reese has been trying to put the team on his back, and sometimes that can be too much.
Well, he's trying to force the action, and rightfully so. As a senior, you want to lead this team, but he has help.
That's not going to happen this season, but boy, they're going to be right in the hunt for a higher seed if they keep winning down the stretch here after winning 7 of 9. Joe DeRosa, Patrick Adams, Tony Padilla are the officials, and we are underway in Denton, Texas, and it's controlled by the Miners of UTEP.
North Texas starting out in a little 2-3 zone. Must be aware of the shooters, locate them, and more importantly, that high-low we're going to see a lot of protecting that rim.
Little give and go inside, and the first bucket goes to Paul Thomas. During the film session today, Tony Benford and his staff were telling his team that they feel Thomas is the most improved player in this league.
Well, a great job getting the ball inside. That's the game plan for UTEP. Take advantage of that size. Nice high-low action in Wilms. The best big man in this conference gets an easy 2.
Outside 3 if it goes, and it does. Nice touch by the 6'9" junior out of Syracuse, Shane Tamara. That's his 18th this year.
And that's the contrasting styles. You look at UTEP, they want to take advantage of their size. North Texas, they can spread you out. Multiple guys can knock down shots from distance.
Artis almost has his pocket picked, but there's the open shot in the corner. Good job getting back on defense for North Texas. A 9 on the shot clock now for Artis and company. Back to the corner. This one's open, and it's a little bit too strong. Taken by Omega Harris. North Texas coming in averaging 68 points a game. UTEP right now, as Wilms rips down the rebound. UTEP only giving up 62.8 in conference play. That's second to Middle Tennessee.
This game's so important for UTEP. You look at the conference standings, 5 teams sit at 5 losses. Talk about jockeying for conference tournament play. This game goes a long way for the Miners.
Thomas misses, and the rebound taken down by Darrell Green. Skip pass deep in the corner, and that's a 3 ball for A.J. Lawson. That's number 16 for him.
And that's the freshman combination there, pushing early in transition, creating opportunities. Easy baskets. Woolidge finds Lawson, knocks down a timely 3-point shot.
You know, at the top of the show, you highlighted Lawson, the freshman. Tony Benford said they're lucky to have him, fortunate to have him. He led the state of Texas in scoring last year. And he had 31 off the bench in the last home game. There's another outside shot, a little bit too strong, and Woolrich runs it down. Ryan Woolrich, they say he has one speed, and it's fast. Woolrich again with the rebound. This time he'll take the shot from 14, and it rolls out.
Well, a team that's faced so much adversity. The Mean Green play extremely hard, connected, and Woolidge, as a freshman, high motor, gives his all on every possession.
Artis outside, pops out, rebound. Comes down to J. Michael Reese in transition now. There's the whistle down on the baseline, and it's going to go against number 11. That's going to be Jake Flaggart, the junior out of Lucas, Texas, his first.
Tony Benford talking about attacking in transition, creating opportunities early. The nice pitch ahead, and Lawson plays in attack mode at all times, able to get that foul.
That's a 3 if it goes. This one rims out. So we've seen about 3 threes halfway down and pop out already here tonight. Neither team a big shooting 3-point team. North Texas a little less than 6 at 5.8 to UTEP at just 5.5 threes a game.
You see what this zone has done early. Able to pack it in, keep the guards out of the lane. Double teaming Williams every time he gets a post touch. The rebounds early allow the Mean Green to get in transition.
They're going to call this one against J. Michael Reese. The look on his face is, you got to be kidding me.
Well, I think it's the right call. J. Michael Reese went a little slow to begin that drive. Allow Flagger to rotate over, take it on the chest. Excellent rotation defensively.
Miners 1-6 on the road this year. You talk about 7 of 9. Those other 2 games, one was a 1-point loss and one was a 3-point loss. Williams misses with a left hand. Thomas is there to finish up with some garbage.
And that's Thomas's role on this team. Do all the dirty work stuff. You can't celebrate makes because the Mean Green are pushing that ball early and often, sticking with it. Nice job by Tamara to tip that one in. Garbage baskets, 50-50 plays for North Texas. That's what's going to get them to the winner's circle.
8-4. 3 from the corner doesn't go. Woolrich pulls down the rebound. There's that gear we talked about. He likes to move. Another steal by the Miners. Artis with a left hand. Nice move by Artis. That's his first bucket.
There's not a better player in this conference at playing downhill than Dominique Artis. Quick hands on defense leads to a wide ball turnover. That strong body and athleticism. The Euro step for an easy finish.
Top of the key, and that's a 3 ball by Darrell Green. His 33rd this year. Graduate student out of Wichita State. Tony Benford said he's a good player, but they probably need even more than what they expected because of the injuries.
They need consistency. When you look at the story of this game, one team wants to pound it inside, get points in the paint. And if you're UTEP, you must protect the 3-point line. The big guys working well together. Williams with a nice pass to a slicing Thomas. Easy hoop inside.
And Thomas has 6 now. 11-8. And the Miners pick up yet another steal. They average 5 a game. They've got a couple early on here. 3rd turnover already now for North Texas. Wow, nice job finding that open man down on the baseline, but they missed the shot. Woolrich gives it up to Reese in the corner. Good ball movement deep in the corner. That doesn't go down, and this one's ripped down by Williams. Nice job finding that open Thomas in the corner.
When you look at the defense, they're packing it in, not allowing the guards to get penetration. Doubling Williams on every catch. Paul Thomas is the guy that's going to have opportunities to score baskets inside as well as open jump shots on the baseline.
Thomas with 3 double-doubles. He's got 8 points already. Pulls down that rebound. Miners want to run this time, and they get the transition bucket as Omega Harris gets his first bucket of the night.
A dynamic score, especially in transition. Omega Harris. He has the green light to go at all times. They're the early attack, able to finish on the break.
Harris with 7 20-point games for the Miners this year. There's yet another 3. So Green with a couple of threes. He's got 6.
Darrell Green looking for a foul there. A late contest. He hit the deck. Mean Green shooting a hot basketball here in this first half. Must do a better job getting stops.
They're doing a good job keeping Williams away from the basket. Whoa, Woolrich comes out of nowhere, knocks it out of bounds. We're way inside 16 minutes, so we'll take a timeout here from Denton, Texas. Last year averaged a double-double in Conference USA. He's a junior. He can't get that year back because he did play enough games this year. He could have taken the redshirt year probably, but he wanted to play for his teammates, he told me before the game. And then you've got Decky Johnson, who averaged 15 points a game last year. Then they lose Keith Frazier to a knee. So there's three guys right there that obviously would have made a big difference with this basketball team this year.
And as a coach, you must change the way you construct your team. You go into the season believing you're going to have a core set of guys. You change completely the way you coach your basketball team with the personnel you have. Young guys getting a lot of action. Nice defensive stand for the Mean Green.
UTEP leads the conference. Teams are only hitting less than 28% from three, but right now the Mean Green, they're 4 for 8. That's 50%. This is a three if it goes, and it pops out. That was Jamichael Brown, the sophomore out of Raceland, Louisiana, with that shot. 11:37 to go. North Texas 14, UTEP 12 here in Denton, Texas.
The first half so far, and it's all about playing hard, giving effort. If you do that and you compete, you give yourself an opportunity to win every contest.
Well, so far, Thomas is 4 for 5 from the floor for UTEP. The rest of the team 2 for 10 as they trail by 2. Tim Floyd's team has historically finished strong late in the season. 7 of the last 8 years, they've won 4 of their final 6 conference games. They've got 6 games to go, including tonight. Outside shot, long rebound taken down by the Mean Green.
Those are the 50-50 plays you must come up with. But a costly turnover, backcourt violation, gives the ball right back to the Miners. But this zone defense that Tony Benford has established has really kept UTEP at bay. Harris and Artis unable to get downhill, get in the paint. Mean Green also doing a nice job cleaning that backboard, not allowing many second chance opportunities.
The look on Tony Benford's face as UTEP goes inside. There's a missed opportunity that time by Kelvin Jones. The look on Tony Benford's face, hey, if we're going to win this game, guys, we can't be having these over and back. And this is going to be a charge as Alante Holston was looking deep in the corner. Nice pass to Woolrich, but he gets called for the charge.
This is the second charge taken by Flaggart, doing a nice job coming over from the weak side, getting his feet outside of that circle. Anytime as an offensive player you leave your feet to make a pass, you put yourself in a dangerous situation to pick up that charging foul. Great job from the Miners helping each other on the defensive end.
Great job by Flaggart, too, their partner. That's the 22nd time he's drawn a charge this year. That's a lot of charges. It's a lot of time laying on your back.
I hope he gets out of sprints or something in practice, risking your body like that for a teammate.
Yeah, you'd think there'd be some kind of bonus, huh? Nine on the shot clock. Thomas back to Touchette. Touchette knocks down a three. Boy, they really grilled and drilled during the film session today, saying, watch that guy when he's on the court. You know he's going to take threes.
Well, the 2-3 zone, the middle big has to step up and take away the guy at the high post, which was Thomas. You can't have two guys running to one. That creates an easy opportunity to kick it out to a guy in Touchette who does one thing. He shoots three-point shots. You can't leave him open on the wing.
Benford was telling the team he hit a big one last year against the Mean Green. Working inside to the big man. That's Ricky Bryce, the 7'1", 260-pound sophomore. Wilms picks up the foul for UTEP.
Ricky Bryce was a guy that Coach Benford talked about needed to have a good game. Why? He can match the size of Wilms inside. Great catch there. Hitting the back of the head, earns a trip to the line. Strong on the first.
Very strong.
But a team that lacks size needs this guy, the sophomore, Arlington, Texas, to step up, man the paint, give them opportunities to score inside, but more importantly, do the job defensively on the best big man in the league, Matt Wilms.
And the line drive, he's a 76% shooter from the line, so he's a good free throw shooter, misses both. Very little arc on those balls. Inside 10 minutes now, 15-14, UTEP by 1 on the road. Thomas slices through, missed the shot. And the whistle's going to go against Thomas, number 22.
And Bryce did his job there. A set play, Williams tried to punch in and screen the big fella out of the play. He spins off, and as a big man, you do your job. You protect that rim, goes up with a high hand, swats it away. Earns another possession for the Mean Green.
First foul on Thomas, 4 now on UTEP with 9:33 to go here in the first half. Boy, nice ball movement by the Mean Green, and the shot doesn't go. Rebound taken down by Williams without leaving his feet.
You love how unselfish this team is. I thought they passed up a couple shots that could have been taken. And defensively, the late closeout contest forced a tough shot. And Coach Benford is telling Bryce, big fella, we need you on the court. No silly fouls. You can't get into a push and shove and match, throwing elbows with an official right on the baseline looking at you.
Williams gets the ball just taken away, and Jermichael Brown gets his first bucket. Yeah, you get back to Bryce. The only true post presence they have, Jason, and when you look at Khalil Fuller, he's 6'8", 260. He's out with an injury. We didn't even talk about him yet, so he's redshirting. 3-ball doesn't go that time for Omega Harris. Plenty of time on the clock, and there's a foul on Harris. Omega Harris picks up the foul. So that's going to be 5 team fouls now on UTEP here in the first half. North Texas, 13 straight home seasons. They've had winning records here. That's in jeopardy right now. They're 6-8 at home. They do play 4 of their final 6 games here inside this building. But they have to close it out on the road at Western Kentucky and at Marshall. It's going to be interesting to see if they're going to be right there on the cusp of making that Conference USA tournament. Eight on the shot clock now for the Mean Green. Well, UTEP really pushed him out. That defense has pushed him deep. So Michael Brown has to launch this one. Did not touch iron. That's going to be a shot clock violation. UTEP comes down with the ball. The
Mean Green simply moving the ball around the horn. No one attacking gaps. No one trying to get downhill, get their footprints in the paint to put the defense in rotation. And great ball movement from the Miners. Getting that ball to the high post against the zone creates opportunities to score points in the paint. 1-point game here in this first half. The Mean Green ahead. Touchdown pass. Jermichael Brown with the catch and the finish on the break. Pancake Thomas, a guy that can get hot from 3. Justin Johnson, that Swiss Army knife, does a little bit of everything. Competitive games await in what will be a great Conference USA tournament in Birmingham.
And the last time we saw this man right here, Matt Williams at Western Kentucky, had 27. He has yet to score tonight. In the film session today, they really talked a lot about him. They've done a good job keeping him away from the basket, denying him the ball so far tonight, as he hits 1 of 2 from the line.
Well, he hasn't scored, but his presence and being a facilitator has created opportunities for others.
North Texas opened the game hitting 5 of 13 shots, since 1 for 5 right now. Tied up at 16. This is a 3 if it goes. It doesn't. Bryce thought he had his hands on it. It's taken by Artist.
Bryce has to stick his nose in there and come away with that basketball. Those are the 50-50 plays. If you're a team that is struggling, you have to make that play to get your team that possession for an opportunity to score again.
Miners 7 points off of the 5 turnovers by North Texas. UTEP only 1 turnover so far with 7:17 to go here in the first half. Boy, Tim Floyd said he's enjoyed the teaching aspect this year, but it's been an incredible challenge. But he's certainly stepped up. I mean, 7 of 9. He's got to be proud of these guys, and he's got a great recruiting class coming in next year.
You talked about those turnovers. This is a team in UTEP averaging about 18 turnovers a game in those 12 consecutive losses. We're now only about 8 or 9 in this winning streak, doing a better job taking care of the rock.
Williams finally gets his first field goal. He wills that one in. And off the main basket, there's Woolridge flying down the court to score in transition.
You just love the motor of this young man as a freshman. Plays so hard at all times in attack mode, getting downhill, early opportunities, points in the paint. Doesn't have to come from bigs. Defensively forcing the turnover, and 0 and White off to the races once again.
Woolridge no doubt has that extra gear they were talking about at the shoot-around today. That's a 3-ball, and it's Darrell Green again, so he's got 3 threes.
Well, coach wanted more from him. 11 and White is giving him what he wants in this contest. Shooting a hot basketball, playing with supreme confidence. Coach Floyd yelling at his guys. You know they talked about protecting that three-point line.
And casually, Paul Thomas just turns and drops in his 10th point of the night. Well, look at Woolridge just explode past the defender. Woolridge hasn't taken many shots, if any, except in that transition bucket right there. But he had 21 in that loss to FIU. 17 in the second half. He was 8 of 9 from the floor. And this one's out of bounds as it's touched by Shane Tomorrow.
That's a play where Lawson has to learn. You take that little short 8-foot jump shot. Unless you can get up over top of the 7-footer, you can't take the action to him. Verticality, that's not a foul. He made an easy play, a tough play, by trying to get all the way to the rim.
That's 6 turnovers now on North Texas, so we still have 5:28 to go. They're averaging on the year about 14. Deion Barrett, number 23, on top of the key in the ball game right now for Tim Floyd. This is Harris. Stops on a dime and pops in a 2. So Harris now, that's his second bucket.
And that's where he's good. He's not a guy that's going to kill you from the three-point line, but you let him put that ball on the floor, attack off the bounce. He gets to his spots, and a great bounce off the floor for a nice pull-up.
Harris had a great start to the season, even though they struggled. He was averaging about 19 over his first 3 games out of the gate. And the foul goes against the UTEP, and so now
nice ball handling ability. The attack downhill from Reese. Once again, points in the paint. They don't have to come from getting inside to a big. The guards can attack, get inside, and put points on the board by way of scoring in the paint. Opportunities at the foul line. Reese splits 1 of 2 there.
Reese, 17 points, 9 assists against UTEP last year. 6 games to go. He opened up this game 44 points shy of joining the 1,000-point club. This is Touchette. Touchette for 3. Not this time.
The Miners, they send 3 guys back, not allowing transition opportunities. And the Mean Green continue to attack. 0 and White. We talked about he plays at 1 speed. Well, that is full speed ahead at all times.
It certainly is.
Attacks that gap, has that football player mentality, takes the hit. And I think he wants the hit. He wants the contact. Earns himself a trip to the line, and Omega Harris finds himself a spot on the bench.
Well, the freshman out of Mansfield, Texas, averaging 16 points, 5 rebounds the last 3. That was the 17th foul. This is a 58% shooter at the stripe and a 51% shooter from the field. Boy, he's going to be a good player, but at 6'3", he's got to shoot better than 58% down the stretch from the free throw line. And for more on Ryan Woolridge, let's check in with Andrea.
recruited by Texas, but assistant coach Rice Barnes got fired, and then he got hired as head coach in San Diego. So Wooldridge went to San Diego as well, but he got homesick and decided to come back to Texas. Hard to believe someone can get homesick in a city like San Diego, but I was told Texans are known to have a hard time leaving home. And ever since he's been eligible to play, he's been starting in a few games.
Well, the Texans, they like their state.
Yep.
I think some Texans probably feel that they could be a country of their own. But San Diego is pretty nice. Offensive rebound. Barrett outside. Boy, way off the mark. And the rebound taken down that time by A.J. Lawson. Lawson knocked out of bounds by Barrett. 3:39 to go inside 4 minutes. We'll take a timeout right now. North Texas trying to stay alive for that Conference USA tournament.
3-point shots. 5 here in this first half. UTEP 1 for 10 conversely on the other side. Can't settle for outside shots against that zone if you're UTEP. And now after making 5 threes early, you see the Mean Green beginning to attack downhill, hitting the gaps against this zone.
Another steal by Artis. Artis with a left hand again. So Dominic Artis, that's his second bucket. So Artis, the 6'3", transfer from Oregon, could become the first player ever at UTEP to lead in rebound, assist, and steals.
So active defensively. His hands are always alert, head on a swivel. Creating those live ball turnovers to get you easy opportunities on the break.
Tomorrow sneaks in the back door, and for a minute there I thought he was going to miss the shot, but it rolls in. He's got 7.
Well, a complete defensive breakdown for the Miners. There were 2 guys wide open for that lob over the top. No ball pressure, no communication on the backside. An easy 2 on the alley-oop.
Thomas trying to get that lead back. Goes high off the window, and he does. 26-25 now. Another lead change.
22 in orange has been dominant here in this first half. The recipient of taking advantage of what the defense is doing to the Miners. Occupying that high post, attacking when he's not able to throw the high-low pass.
And speaking of attacking, A.J. Lawson doing just that as he picks up his second bucket.
Lawson was 1 for 8 before that basket. 1 for 4 from distance. You can't settle if you're a young player. You got to see that ball go through the hoop. Made his first tray and kept putting them up. It's good to see him make that adjustment on the offensive end.
That's 4 of the last 5. He's averaging 19. We mentioned twice Freshman of the Week in Conference USA. Daquan Bracey of Louisiana Tech 3 times. Long rebound comes out to Woolridge. Minute 35 to go. And the foul goes on Dominic Artis. As Lawson exploded past Artis, and Artis just one of those fouls where he just didn't move his feet fast enough. That's his second. And of course, North Texas in the bonus. That's the 8th team foul.
It's difficult to move your feet at the pace of Woolridge as he's bearing down on you, trying to get downhill. And you see these 2 young players, they look for one another. Lawson and Woolridge, the future of this program here at North Texas. So many injuries, these young guys have been thrown to the fire. They responded by producing at a high level. Both guys have very bright futures here in Denton, Texas.
They certainly do. Lawson averaging 18 points, almost 5 rebounds over his last 3 games. Knocks them both down. He's a 66% shooter. He's got 7 points. We have 90 seconds to go here in the first half. Touchette deep in the corner. Leaves this one short, and Woolridge is there for another rebound. Woolridge does a nice job of finding the open man in transition, and there's an air ball shot by Green that time. Touchette takes it in this time. It's knocked out of bounds by Green. It's going to stay with the Miners with 20 on the shot clock.
Great job defensively, getting back in transition, getting that ball stopped. Artis tried to get his footprints in the paint. He was swallowed up by the defense. And great recognition running Touchette off that three-point line.
Williams almost gets his pocket picked. 9 on the shot clock now for the Miners. Inside a minute here in the first half. Down to 5. Williams will have to take it from the corner, and he hits it.
Such a talented player. A skilled big guy who's faced so many injuries throughout his career, has never had a summer in which he could work in the weight room, on the court to get better. But there you see just how excellent his offensive game is. They're doubling him in.
Conference USA Player of the Week award. Only a junior. He'll be back next year, along with a really impressive recruiting class for Tim Floyd. Final 30 seconds of the first half. There's a double team and knocked out of bounds, and it's going to be another turnover by North Texas. And once again, the Miners will have an opportunity to regain the lead here before halftime.
So difficult to split a double team. You must have your head up when you draw that second defender. Make the quick pass to an open teammate and give him the opportunity for open shot or to attack. Dominique Artis holding that ball, ensuring the Miners get the very last shot of this first 20 minutes.
Artis with 3, little step back, and goes out of bounds with .1. Not much you can do with .1. They say that it was actually deflected, so it's going to be UTEP's basketball.
Ricky Bryce must be big here. You know it's going to be something towards the rim.
Well, that's all he could do is tap it. North Texas, when leading at the half, they have a 6-5 record. They're up by 1. Your thoughts on the first 20 minutes?
I thought both teams played extremely hard. You give a lot of credit to the Mean Green. They made shots. They were connected defensively, sticking to the game plan, using that zone to keep those guards out of the lane and limiting Williams' touches in the paint.
North Texas up by 1, 29-20. He's averaging 13 in conference play. He only took 2 shots in that first half. 0 for 2. He has 1 point. So remember now, he had 14 of his 21 against FAU in that victory. So he might be a factor here in the second half for North Texas.
We talked about it. He had 14 points in that second half. So a guy that steps up when the lights are brightest and his team needs it the most. Dear Miners, you must have great recognition of 52 in white.
Woolridge with 7 on the clock now. Catch and shoots, and wow. Green now has another 3. He's got 12 all on 3s.
Well, just the way Coach Benford drew it up at halftime, I'm sure. I'm being sarcastic, but a great job recognizing a short shot clock, and you feed the hot hand in those situations. Green continues to shoot with confidence.
I was going to let that go. Maybe he did draw it up that way.
Absolutely not. A turnover from the Miners, and Lawson gives it right back.
Williams gets a little push, and there's the whistle. Williams actually got away with the push, but now he's going to get a chance for the three-point play.
There aren't many big guys you can feed the ball to away from the basket that can catch it, move their feet, make that secondary move and finish. And it started with excellent defense. Artis jumping in front of the ball handler, creates that opportunity. Williams steps to the line, unable to convert the three-point play.
Woolridge is fun to watch with that extra gear.
He plays so hard. The greatest compliment you can give that young man is his motor, and he competes for 40 minutes. A bright future here for North Texas.
Outside shot doesn't go, and inadvertently Flaggard undercuts J. Michael Reese. Or no, check that. It's not J. Michael Reese. It's A.J. Lawson, the freshman. Well, that could have been dangerous, boy. He went down hard.
On the shot, Flaggard trying to box out. A.J. Lawson went upstairs for that rebound.
Ooh, he came right down on his ankle, too.
Flaggard could have hurt his neck if he wasn't able to pull out. Falls down on the ankle. Another opportunity in the Mean Green. Great execution out of bounds under. Put more points on the board, building on this lead.
And Lawson came right back after going down hard on the floor, hits the bucket. There's a 16-footer, leaves it short. And the rebound is taken down by Green.
We've talked about the job Green has done shooting the basketball. There you see that trail three once again. But what he did defensively here, boxing out a much smaller defender, but he got his body between Williams and the basket and forced him away from that paint to create that early opportunity. And a moving screen, block to block. Paul Thomas trying to go over and free Williams to an open opportunity. The officials whistled a foul. Coach Tim Floyd does not like it. The first 3 minutes of this second half, the Mean Green are setting the tempo, making shots and getting the job done defensively.
That's a second on Thomas. Woolridge explodes to the rack, and there's the whistle before the shot. And it's going to go against Omega Harris. So Harris picks up his third foul. He comes in averaging 17 in conference plays. Had 4 points in the first half. He goes to the bench now.
Well, he's really struggled in this game. 2 of 8 from the floor, 0 for 3 from distance. And he has been the victim of this young backcourt attacking him at all times. When you go against good offensive players, you must make them defend as well.
There's J. Michael Reese, misfires, and the rebound comes down by Flaggart. Or to Flaggart, I should say. 37-30. Miners down by 7 on the road right now. Great opportunity for the Mean Green to open up some breathing room. Little spin move inside. Doesn't go. The stick back. And the reach and the foul is going to go against UTEP.
But Coach Benford likes that play. He likes the fact his young men are sharing the basketball. The kick ahead, Lawson, an excellent spin move in traffic, but trying to score over 7'1" Williams inside, a difficult task. But this team is playing hard, giving extra effort, communicating and helping one another on both ends.
And I stand corrected. I apologize. That was Shane Tamara that actually picked up the foul for North Texas. I thought it was against UTEP. 16-footer for Harris, or Thomas rather. He's got 14 now.
And Thomas has been the guy to really put a halt to every run the Mean Green has made throughout this contest. Once again, shot ready, knocks down a timely 15-foot jumper.
Drive in the lane, and nice touch. So Lawson in double figures with 11 after that little runner.
One thing you can say about this freshman backcourt, you talk about Lawson and Woolridge, they are unafraid. They're going to attack you, understanding they have the green light to be aggressive. And they show it on offense as well as defense.
Flaggart, Touchette, both three-point shooters. This is Touchette right now with 4. Instead, he drives, slices through, and gets the bucket. Let's check in with Andrea. More on Touchette.
Trey Touchette is on a presidential scholarship at UTEP. He has a 3.86 GPA, so he does quite a lot off the court as well.
3.86. Speaking of threes, Green has another one. That's 6 threes for him. He's only been in double figures 5 times this year.
When your coach challenges you, you either tuck your tail and run, or you step up to the plate, be a man, and put the big boy pants on. Darrell Green has chose the latter, leading this team. 6 3-point shots, playing with confidence. And then Ryan Woolridge, only 3 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, only 2 turnovers for a guy that plays at such a high pace. Doing a nice job making decisions, taking care of the basketball. These young men are leading this team.
He's got a
second half lead.
Got a pair of 21-point games. He's only taken 2 shots. He's 1 for 2. Wilms doing a really good job keeping the 7'1" junior away from the basket. Good box out. Rebound comes down to J. Michael Reese.
Just really impressed with this team, how they are boxing out and keeping Wilms away from that backboard. Can't convert that early opportunity, and Miners on the run in transition.
And getting back to some of the injuries here for Tony Benford, he said when the season opened, he had 4 upperclassmen, good leadership. Roles were defined for the most part. And now the roles have changed. It seems like 4 or 5 times. It's been like 4 or 5 different teams this year. He's used 13 different lineups. Right now playing well against the Miners of UTEP. Woolrich in transition. He gets the bucket. Somehow he gets the bucket.
I really like this young man. 1-on-4, unafraid, aggressively attacks the rim, and not sure if we call that a shot, just tossed it to the hoop. And the hustle play, saving it. Opportunity in transition for the Mean Green, but a little too fast on that possession.
Ryan Woolrich, freshman from Mansfield, Texas.
He plays at one pace. Full speed ahead, 1-on-4, doesn't matter. The floater, up and in. No championship slump for those guys. Some of the faces have changed, but the style of play remains the same. And the Kansas Jayhawks, down 14 points with just over 2.5 to go at home, Allen Fieldhouse against West Virginia. Come back, force overtime, and get a big win.
Thomas gets a big bucket right there, 16. But getting back to Gonzaga, now Mark Few obviously does a great job there, so I'm not saying anything about the Big West. But, you know, it's not like they're playing ACC every game, night in and night out. I mean, I know the NCAA tournament's all about matchups, but the #1 overall seed, I think that's kind of a roll of the dice, I think.
Well, I think they deserve it. I think they beat everyone that's on their schedule. You talk about St. Mary's, a team that's been as high as top 15 in the country. They've blown them off the floor both times they played. A team that has an excellent inside game. Karnowski out all last year with a back injury. He's a dominant player, a mountain of a man, takes up so much space. And the Washington transfer, Nigel Williams-Goss, a floor leader that does all the little things that helps you win basketball games. That is a talented team, one of the best Mark Few has had in some time.
There's a floor leader right now, Dominique Artis, the last 5, averaging 16 points and almost 7 assists a game for UTEP. Harris misfires. The rebound comes out to Touchette. They work it inside, and no whistle. It's knocked out of bounds, and it's going to stay here with the Miners. 25 on the shot clock.
Nice lefty wraparound pass. A lot of contact up high from Green. The officials don't think so, and the Miners out of bounds under once again.
And this time they get the whistle. That was the 5th block, incidentally, by North Texas before that foul was called.
That's a play that the Mean Green worked on and shoot around. Out of bounds under. You must understand, if Williams starts high, he's going to be the last guy to cut to the basket for the lob. Bryce has to do the job, stepping up, beating him early, taking away that opportunity for the big fella in the paint.
4th team foul on North Texas already. 13-12 to go. UTEP as a team, 65% from the line. Wilms 55%, but he knocks both of them down. He's got 9. Well, he had a stretch where he was averaging about 18.6 and 6 rebounds for the UTEP Miners. Down to 7. Big question is, can the Mean Green sustain? Can they hold on and keep their composure and pull out the W tonight? Here comes Omega Harris. Doesn't have the numbers, but that's not going to stop him. Woolrich gets his hand on it, knocked out of bounds, and it's going to be North Texas basketball.
And Tim Floyd looking at him saying, it's 1-on-4. You have nowhere to go. You pull it out. You wait for the cavalry to come. Nice crossover, but
he had no intention of pulling it out, did he?
Oh, he wasn't pulling that out. He saw one way, go. Nice job defensively. 4 guys building that wall around. He beat one defender, but he had another or 2 to get through to get to the rim.
So traveling music, another turnover against the Mean Green. So an empty possession there for North Texas. 11 turnovers now for Tony Benford's club. Tony Benford, who's the associate head coach at Marquette, recruited some pretty good ball players there. As a matter of fact, his time with New Mexico, Arizona State, Marquette recruited 5 future first-round NBA picks. Deep three for Omega Harris. His first bucket in the second half. He's got 7. And just like that, it's a 3-point game now. 44-41. A 7-0 run right now by UTEP.
Omega Harris has fans in the crowd. And on that extra pass, the 3-ball Conference USA tournament, men's and women's, Metro PCS, the title sponsor this year. It's going to be rocking and rolling in Birmingham, Alabama. Winner take all. It all comes down to those few days in early April, early March, to decide who represents Conference USA in the NCAA tournament.
Early season or early taste of March Madness. A couple of years ago, Louisiana Tech had the #1 seed. They were upset. Last year, UAB, the #1 seed, they were upset. And Middle Tennessee went and upset Michigan State in the first round of the NCAA tournament. I think Middle Tennessee, their resume should be strong enough if they should get upset this year. I think they should get into the big dance personally. But
you don't want to leave it up to the committee. If you can take control of your own destiny, it's all about just win, baby, win. The Blue Raiders have that opportunity, and the scowl on the face of Omega Harris as he looks at A.J. Lawson. You can tell his confidence continues to grow. The junior stepping up, making timely shots here in this second half for the Miners.
9-0 run right now for UTEP. It was 9-0. That's a 3, and he thought he was fouled. So Green with another 3. He's got 21 points. And that is a season and career high for him.
21 points, all from the 3-point line. 7 on the day. The roll and replace action. He's locked and loaded on the catch to let it fly.
Another bucket by Thomas. He's got 18. He's had some good games, not huge scoring games. 12 points, 13 rebounds against UTSA. 11 points, 13 rebounds against La Tech. Now with 18 tonight on the road.
Tim Floyd looks at Thomas and tells him to face guard number 11 in white. Don't help, don't leave him. But what you can't do is pick up a cheap foul. Green shooting an extremely hot basketball, has the green light to let it fly. The change of defense is an example of respect.
That's 3 fouls now too, Jason, on Thomas.
He's been the guy to carry him offensively throughout this contest. They need him to be smart and remain in this ball game.
Baseline drive, a little bit too much on that shot. Inside 10 minutes now. A bucket here for the Miners ties up the game at 47. Thomas deflected by Tamara. Deflected on the other end by Wilms. In transition, doesn't go for Artis, and here goes Woolrich off to the races. Open 3 in transition, that doesn't go. But the stick back does, and there's a whistle and 1. Shane Tamara gets the bucket. Oh, they're going to wave it off, no bucket. They're going to call over the back on Tamara.
Well, a hectic pace there, back and forth the whole way. I don't agree with that call. I thought Tamar did a nice job wedging out space for himself. I thought he reached around and tipped that ball. Not much of an over the back. Shot in transition.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Whose back did he go over? The tip had already happened. The ball had gone through the hoop before he ever made contact with Thomas, who was to the right of him. Tough call for Mean Green. And a foul call. Tamara bumping cutters. Every possession now means so much. Miners have the ball out of bounds under, looking to execute.
15 foul now as Tamara picks up his second on that play. I agree with you, though. I don't think it was over the back. Would have gave him 9 points on the tip. And right now, North Texas use every bucket they can get, up by 4.
Good cut.
Mega Harris missed the shot. Nice find by Wilms. Here goes Woolrich again. Boy, look at him.
Oh, my goodness.
Explode. And there's the dunk. Tomorrow comes back with the exclamation point.
We didn't see it, but the young fella landed in a split. Give him a 10 for the landing. And I'm going to give him an assist. Drawing the defense to him allows Tamara to catch that ball off the backboard for an easy putback dunk.
Tony Benford was saying at 6'9", he's one of the fastest guys on the team. Earlier this week, he said if Jeremy Combs was healthy, he would have been a really nice addition. Nice shot inside by Harris.
Harris, simply a natural-born scorer. Tough two inside, but you can celebrate a make. The Mean Green get it out quick, and as soon as it touches Woolridge's hands, he's looking to pitch that ball ahead. Transition basket from Reese. A tough two inside.
His first bucket. He's got 3 off. Can't stop that, and there's the foul on Tamara. Boy, if you let Wilms at 7-1 get behind you, there's no way you're going to get that.
The attack in transition, the miss, I call it an assist. Tamara off the backboard with the finish. 4-point lead from the Mean Green. 8 minutes to go.
Yeah, Tony Benford said he's a very cerebral player with a really nice mid-range game, but he's taken that mid-range game and extended it a little bit tonight. As Wilms, this is a chance for a 3-point play. North Texas, season high is 13 threes. They've got 9, and we're inside 8 minutes right now. Tony Benford said it hasn't been easy this year with the injuries, but the attitude's been great with these guys. Look at, there's Green again. A little bit deeper this time as the 7-1 center pulls down the rebound.
UTEP breathed a sigh of relief. That was a good look from Green. You can't help. You have to rotate over on full rotation to ensure he puts that ball on the floor.
Touchette from 16. Wilms with the offensive rebound. Brand new shot clock for the Miners. They try to cut into this 4-point deficit now.
Thomas and Artis both on the bench getting a break. Who's going to score the basketball? Wilms getting doubled on every touch. Omega Harris has carried the load. Unable to knock down that corner 3.
He's got 11-7 in the second half. He looks like a different ball player in the second half. He hasn't missed many. That might have been his first miss here in the second half. J. Michael Reese. Nice crossover, and he threw it away. Wilms pushed out. These fans thought he traveled. Well, Woolrich gets behind everybody.
He's been the facilitator there, the recipient. Touchdown pass, and the freshman now 7 points, 9 assists, 9 rebounds, flirting with a triple-double. Really done a nice job filling the stat sheet for this ball club.
Outside 3, that's his specialty. Jake Flaggart, that's his 37th and his first bucket tonight. Conference play. Every shot Flaggart's taken but one has been a 3. Wow, look at Tamara explodes with the flush. He's got 11.
Big time move. The bench erupts. The show and go. The body dropper. You see Wilms hit the deck, allows that clear path for the big man to attack the rim and finish with the jam.
Touchette, corner pocket, ring it up. It's another 3 for Touchette.
Wilms is asking for a sub. He's sucking wind. Great pass, great find, the poise. Touchette, a sniper, knocks down that 3 from the corner.
He's been averaging 19 minutes over the last couple of games. He's got 3 threes. J. Malcolm Reese. Oh, he's trying to create his own shot off the dribble, and Wilms, the center, was just waiting for him. But Wilms is exhausted.
He is exhausted, but that shows the maturity, the toughness. He asked to come out. A full possession to go, still went down and back, and he didn't quit. Even though he's fatigued, even though he's gassed, he continued to fight, continued to compete, A big block shot there, sending away what could have been an easy layup for the Mean Green.
Five on the clock, the deep three. Wow. No problem for J. Michael Reese. Now he's starting to come to life.
Defensively, you must have recognition that it's a short shot clock. Talk, point, rotate, recognize where the open man is. You can't give those opportunities to such a talented player as Reese.
Omega Harris. Rebound by Woolridge. Inside 5 minutes, a 5-point game. Oh, tomorrow. That would have brought the house down.
If I'm UTEP, I slow this pace just a bit. I take advantage of 22 in orange, a guy who's carried the Miners throughout this contest. Thomas, flash him at that high post. Get him a touch where he can possibly score in the paint.
A hop, skip, and a jump. Beautiful play by Artis. That's his first bucket in the second half, surprisingly.
Well, nice job there, lifting the two bigs away from the basket, turning down that ball screen. And Artis, such a powerful guard. Explosive off the bounce for an easy finish.
Michael Brown, another rejection by the Miners. Loose ball picked up by Jones. Whistle stops play. Shane tomorrow now with double figures. The 6'9" junior out of Syracuse making his mom proud.
With Shane tomorrow, make some cuts.
Keep an eye on him in the next 3 minutes and 24 seconds.
We talked about in the open, how would this young backcourt respond to the veteran play?
Oh, beautiful play.
Out of a timeout, Tim Floyd draws up an excellent action, hits that high post, you overplay. Williams finds the backdoor cutter, and the little guy, Harris, goes up high for a big jam.
North Texas losing to UAB by 2, Charlotte by 1. Can they hold on and pull out this victory? This one pops out. The stick back. Woolridge.
He's done everything. He's done everything for this ball club. 10 rebounds, 9 points, 9 assists now. Only 3 turnovers. And again, this is a young backcourt against one of the most experienced backcourts in the conference. And Lawson and Woolridge doing an excellent job throughout this contest.
Artis looks up at the shot clock. He's down to 7. Pulls up. Nothing but net on that 3. Boy, he lined that one up beautifully.
Artis made 6 shots from distance in his last contest. Hasn't shot a hot basketball throughout this game, but that is a big-time 3 and a clutch part of this ball game.
And it ties it up at 62. J. Michael Reese down to 5 on the shot clock. Crossover. They're down to 2. Woolridge is going to have to fire it up, and he hits the 3. So 12 points for Woolridge now.
As I said, when you play hard, when you compete, you give yourself an opportunity to have chances to win. You call it luck, I'll call it being prepared. Big time knockdown from the freshman.
Oh, and one, a big and one for Thomas. That gives him 20, chance for 21, and he can tie it up again.
The attack by Reese, short shot clock. The young man who's filled every category on the stat sheet receives it as a point guard. You always take a look at that clock to see how much time you have. Takes that separation dribble, knocks it down. That's not from Denton. I think that was from over in Dallas. Big time 3, but Johnny on the spot for the Miners. Lawson, the rebound, the corral, the finish. And he tops it off with the 3-point play. Thomas.
You talk about that shot clock. I think Woolridge should give himself an assist on that, so he gets the triple-double, right?
1:20 to go with the way that young man has played.
Bring up, because last year, J. Michael Reese, Jeremy Combs, and Decky Johnson all all scored over 400 points. Benford now playing without Johnson and Combs. Here we go. Minute 17 to go.
Nine on the shot clock.
4 for Woolridge. J. Michael Reese with 2. He stops. Missed the shot. Touchette, the smallest guy on the floor, rips down the rebound. Inside a minute now. Tied at 65.
If you're UTEP on the road, that's the stop you needed. Doing a nice job communicating defensively, not allowing a lot of middle penetration.
Nice double team on Williams. He calls for the timeout with 36 seconds to go. 15 on the shot clock. Will another one slip through the fingers of North Texas, and will Tim Floyd's team and win?
The bully of the league this season, Middle Tennessee State. The Miners went toe-to-toe and gave them their only loss in league play. So again, you talk about these coaches, the hands they've been dealt. It speaks of the leadership, the commitment, and the both of them being the leader of men, getting these teams to continue to believe.
15 on the shot clock as the inbound. Tied at 65. Artis got 9. He's averaging about 16 over his last 4 games. Artis, little shake and bake. He gives it up to Omega Harris. Missed a shot. Good box out that time. Good positioning by Tamara.
Too much dribbling by Artis. Gave the ball to Harris with the short shot clock. North Texas is going to call timeout. Coach Benford screaming at the official, but the coach can't call timeout.
Right.
In that situation, the player has to ask for it for a possible game-winning tip-in.
Tim Floyd in his 7th year. He's been in this situation more times than he probably had hoped for. The opposing team with the ball. 12 seconds, tied at 65.
You have to think number 11 in white. He's going to get his hands on that basketball if given an opportunity.
Oh, there's a whistle and the foul on the ball. It goes against Omega Harris. 7.5. So Harris picks up his 4th foul. 6 seconds to go. Woolridge. Now there's a foul, and
the question was he shooting? And the official points. It's on the ground. You see the attack off the bounce to reach in, and I think that's the correct call. This young man has been a pass-first point guard throughout this contest. He was looking to throw that ball over to Tamara. Mean Green have it out of bounds under.
Here we go, 3 seconds. And the shot does not go down. And ladies and gentlemen, let's stick around. Let's play an extra 5 minutes. We're headed for overtime. 40 minutes in. So first jump ball since the opening tip. Miners trying to make it to 8 of the last 10. Mean Green shooting for their 2nd conference victory. Look inside. There's a reach and a foul. Woolridge is going to pick up the foul as he tried to stop Thomas, who's having a career night with 22 points.
Well, that's the play you have to make. If you're going to throw that ball inside, recognizing the double is coming on the catch, Thomas has to dive to the front of the rim, and Williams has to be able to deliver that basketball. Woolridge unable to get around. Thomas at the line, knocks down the first of 2.
Mentioned the double-double. That's his 4th double-double. The 6th time this year he's had double digits with rebounds.
Double-double, that's your favorite stat, right?
That's my favorite stat. I love a double-double. Means you're getting it done, not just scoring, but working hard on the glass as well. Or dishing out assists, I guess I should say, too. I mean, when you look at Dominic Artis.
Look at what Woolridge has done so far in this game, a double-double. And very close now to a triple-double. Reese unable to knock down that 3-point shot.
Start settling for jumpers. This is where these young teams, they fall apart in the overtime. They play 40 minutes dead even with a team, and all of a sudden it's a 10-point swing.
That's that 50-50 play. The guy that hits the floor first, more times than not, is going to be the one that comes up with that loose ball. 5 on the shot clock. Touche throws it away. And once again, Woolridge flips that head to the shoulder, puts that outstretched arm out, comes up with the steal.
Well, the basketball gods gave him an extra gear, huh?
He does everything for this team. He fills every category. A stat sheet stuffer for the Mean Green.
Down 2. 3:42 to go in the overtime. Outside shot doesn't go, and tomorrow tried to swat it away, but he goes over the back and gets charged with the foul.
That foul's going to be on Wilms.
Oh, excuse me. It looked like
that's
you
the
went over
correct call. Yeah, Tamara trying to work his way around and boxing out. You must use your body. You can't outstretch your arms. Wilms picks up a costly foul, and Tamara steps to the line. Clock stop. Opportunity to tie this game back up.
You know, the last time you took us to break, I said Tomorrow's making his mom proud. To clarify that, he's from Syracuse. His mom is a Hall of Famer who played at Syracuse.
Talk, help each other, talk!
Tomorrow's had some big games for Tony Benford as of late. This is Artis. And he rings up another 3. So Dominic Artis. And speaking of double-doubles, he's got 4-point rebound double-doubles and 4-point assist double-doubles. 8 double-doubles on the year for him.
One of the best rebounding guards in all of the country. And a guy that will take and make big shots. He's done that tonight for the Miners. Reese turns the ball over. Reese has been off his game this entire contest, making bad decisions as he attacks off the bounce. He must come to a jump stop. You can't think for a teammate. You have to throw the ball where he's going to be, not where you believe he should be.
13 turnovers now for the Mean Green. Skip pass to Harris. Harris off the dribble. Deep in the corner, it's Artis. And this one pops out. Boy, if that would have went down, that could have been bad news for North Texas. Down 5.
You see defensively, you have Thomas sticking to Green like glue. And once again, I don't like that shot from Reese. He's made some tough decisions for his ball club in this game. You don't have to settle. Attack, get downhill, put the onus on the officials to make the call.
Yeah, 2 missed threes by J. Michael Reese. Turnover. And he's the senior. He's the leader of this team. Another missed opportunity. Another opportunity now for North Texas, and out of control, but they're going to call the foul on Artis. It's a good break there for North Texas because they were trying to get a fast break bucket there, but I think he was a little out of control. So Lawson with 11 points goes to the line. Before this game started, he had hit 16 of his last 18 from the stripe. Hits this one, gives him 12. Most importantly, cuts the lead to 4. Missed the second.
In close games, free throws are so important. Mean Green shooting about 65%. But as the game gets close, guys have to step up, show great toughness and concentration, and knock down shots at that line with the clock stopped.
A little step back by Artis, and that one rattles down, and that's big. 1:23 to go. It's 72-66. Good answer, though. Woolridge. Timeout on the floor. Woolridge and Artis each with 14. 72-68. 4 points separating the two teams. 1:18 to go. And Woolridge now looks like he's going to cramp up, or he has cramped up. Well, they can ill afford to lose him at this juncture.
This young man is jockeying for position, trying to finish in that top 4 to get a first-round bye. So a lot of basketball still to be played, a lot on the line as we move forward through this regular season.
Mean Green, they need a stop.
Well, full court pressure man-to-man. And it's hard to contain Omega Harris, but you can't run into a trapping area and kill your dribble. Nice job from the main green. They tied him up without fouling, giving themselves another possession with the basketball.
69 seconds to go. Down 4.
You can't kill your dribble in that area. You must keep it alive and give yourself a chance at a basket.
That's 3 misses from long range in the overtime period now for North Texas.
And these are good shots early in the game, but you got to think these guys have played a lot of basketball. Fatigue has set in. Harris, the turnover, and Lawson turns that live ball action into a big-time jam in transition, making this a 2-point ball game, partner.
72-70, 43 seconds to go.
The pressure is speeding up the Miners, forcing them to make tough decisions. 32 seconds left to go in this ball game, 15 on the clock.
The foul goes against A.J. Lawson. Game clock has 30, 14 on the shot clock right now.
I believe if Lawson hadn't reached before that contact was made, I think he could have easily gotten that call. But active in transition, miscommunication, bad pass. 12 and White, big time jam, pulls his team within 2. I like his aggressiveness defensively. Touchette is not a strong ball handler.
A very good free throw shooter.
Absolutely, that's why you have to defend without fouling.
And he missed. 91% he missed from the foul line.
And I blame that on you. The analyst, the play-by-play guy, Jinx. It works every time.
19 seconds, down 2. There's a foul on number 22. That's going to go against Paul Thomas down on the baseline. So now you're going to have a freshman on the line, 66% shooter. But again, the 16 of his last 18 coming into this game. Pops out. Got a foul. So they can put Dominic Artis. He's a 63% shooter. But the way he's been playing, ice water in his veins. Tim Floyd gathers his Miners around him. Officials break up the little huddle. 13.9 left on the clock in overtime.
Tim Floyd trying to get himself a free timeout there. Not only the free throws, but instructing his team what to do defensively. Crucial free throws here. You could make it a 4-point game and give yourself a cushion. Knocks down the first. But on a miss here, still a 1-possession ball game. And if you're UTEP, you have to decide, do you play solid defense, allow a 3-point shot, or do you foul and put him on the line? Big-time free throws from a big-time player, Dominique Artis. 4-point lead.
4 in double figures now for the Miners. Outside shot, it doesn't go. Another missed 3 by the mean green. And everybody goes to the floor. Ball goes out of bounds to 7.7 seconds to go. It looks like Tim Floyd's going to win his 3rd overtime game this year.
You must get this ball in bounds. It's a spot he can't move. Guys have to screen, shape up, beat passes.
Oh, Paul Thomas was beside himself. He was wide open over the left side. Touchette did not see him. But it's a 2-possession game right now, 74-70. So Tim Floyd.
Guys that can step up. You look at Artis. You obviously look at Harris, the big inside. But tonight has been Paul Thomas leading the way in this game.
Artis, there's a reach and there's a foul. So Artis goes back to the line. So the senior and the Oregon transfer. Actually, the graduate student, the Oregon transfer, I should say, goes to the line. Last 5 games, averaging 16 points, 6.5 assists. He's got 16 points tonight. Hit his last 2 free throws. That pushed the lead to 4. 6.7 left. He makes this one. It's a 5-point game. He does. Artis 8 points in the overtime period. There's another whistle with 4 seconds to go. It's going to be a block.
Is there any quitting 0 on White?
No, none whatsoever.
Never. Continues to attack, continues to push the action. Fearless, attacking the rim, fighting through cramps, fighting through pain. 4 seconds to go. He continues to compete.
Boy, missed free throws, missed 3-point shots in the overtime period. North Texas once had an 8-point lead in this ball game. Woolridge will finish with 15. Final 4 seconds now. They're going to put number 15 Artis back on the stripe again. It's going to be a tough one for the senior J. Michael Reese. They had it and it slipped through their fingers. Boy, not only free throws at the end of the game can win a game, they can pad your stats too there, Carter. All of a sudden he's got 18. He had 4 at halftime. 10 points in the overtime period, 19, and that's going to do it. Final 3 seconds. Woolridge just inside the half court. Doesn't go. 77-71 the final. Your thoughts on this overtime victory for Tim Floyd?
Well, I thought it was a well-played ball game from both clubs. You look at UTEP, a team that was left for dead, lost 12 games in a row, but they've been resurrected. Now